Hello children, welcome to today's English language class. Today we shall learn about adjectives and its kinds. I know you have been learning adjectives since quite a few years. So we won't get into too much of details of what an adjective is. We'll just give a quick recap to the definition of an adjective with understanding it with a few examples. So what is an adjective, children? An adjective is a word that describes a noun. It may be called a describing word or a word that adds meaning or qualifies a noun. So an adjective is called a describing word. It is said to qualify a noun or add meaning to a noun. Now let us take some examples. For example, a kind king. I'm just making use of a few phrases. A kind king, an old hermit, 7 colors, the first woman scientist. Okay, can you identify these phrases, children? These are phrases from your English literature book, right? You have learnt about a kind king in the first chapter. So a kind king, which is the adjective, children, here? Kind is the adjective that describes the noun king. An old hermit. Old is the adjective here that describes the noun hermit. 7 colors. 7 is the number here which is adjective, which is used as an adjective to describe the colors. Okay, talking about how many colors? 7. And the fourth example is the first woman scientist. Who are we talking about? We are talking about Marie Curie. Yes, the first woman scientist. So first here again is an adjective that describes the noun woman scientist. So in short, we have learned what an adjective is with a few instances. Now we'll move on to the kinds of adjectives. Okay, so the first is adjectives of quality. Now, adjectives of quality refer to those adjectives that talk about the quality or kind of a noun. So, basically these kind of adjectives speak about the quality, okay, of the noun. Of it could be person, it could be a place, it could be anything, describing the quality of the noun. Example, let's take an example. Say like the previous examples that we had taken. An old hermit. Old hermit. Old is the adjective of quality here that describes the noun, that talks about the quality. In the sense, this talks about the age, isn't it? So age, size, shape, all these come under quality. You have already done this earlier in your previous class. Okay. Then we have the next adjectives, that is adjectives of quantity. Adjectives of quantity. Okay, adjectives of quantity are those adjectives that talk about how much of something. So one is how much, that is one important thing. Another is it is used for uncountable nouns. These kind of adjectives describe uncountable nouns because they talk about how much of the noun. For example, say, little is a word which is used for adjective of quantity. Say, I have little time to spare. Okay. Little time, little is here the adjective of quantity. Next, say one more example. There is some rice left in the jar. Some is again used for the noun rice, which is uncountable. Time here is also uncountable. Therefore, these words little and some are used as adjectives of quantity. The third kind of adjective is adjectives of number. These are used to describe or talk about how many of something. Okay, so how many, and then if it is how many, it should be used for countable nouns, right? For example, say there are few boys in this classroom. Now, there are few boys in this classroom now. Here, few stands for the countable noun boys. Hence, few is used as adjective of number. Now here, sometimes you might find, sometimes we use cardinals or we use ordinals for adjectives of number. Which are the cardinals? Cardinals are 1, 2, 3 numericals when we write them in words, and ordinals are first, second, third, so on. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These numbers are all cardinals, and first, second, third, fourth, these forms are all called ordinals. These all come under the adjectives of number. Next we have the fourth type, that is demonstrative adjectives. Demonstrative adjectives are those adjectives that point or indicate a noun. Words like this, these, those, certain, such are the words which are used to demonstrate a noun, to point to or indicate to a noun. Therefore, these are all called demonstrative adjectives. Now, example, let's take an example. Say, these flowers are beautiful. These flowers. These here is the demonstrative adjective that points to the noun flowers. So these here is used as a demonstrative adjective. Okay. Such stories, another example, are unbelievable. Here again we find such stories. Such is the demonstrative adjective that points to the noun stories that succeeds it. Therefore, such is again a demonstrative adjective. In a demonstrative adjective, children, remember the nouns are placed right after the words of demonstration. Right after these words like this, these, those that I told you, certain, such. Right after these words you find, the nouns being used, and this is how we can identify easily a demonstrative adjective. In your previous lesson, you have already learnt about distinguishing between demonstrative adjectives and demonstrative pronouns. We'll do that again. So, there also I had told you, the nouns immediately followed by the words of demonstration are demonstrative adjectives. Now, moving on to the next, possessive adjectives. Oh, okay, fine. Interrogative adjectives first. Okay, interrogative adjectives. What are interrogative adjectives? Interrogative adjectives are words like whose, which, what, okay, that are used along with nouns to ask questions. Here also, these WH words are immediately followed by the nouns. Like, for example, whose book is this? Okay, whose book, which is the noun, children? Book is the noun. Whose is the WH word. This stands as an interrogative adjective. Fine. Whose book? One more example. Which place do you belong to? Which again is an interrogative adjective because it is immediately followed by the noun place. So these are our interrogative adjectives. The next that we have is possessive adjective. Okay. Possessive adjective. What is a possessive adjective? A possessive adjective is that word which talks about the possession. Okay, words like that indicate some kind of belonging or possession. For example, here again we follow the same rule. The noun to be immediately followed by the word of possession. Say, this is my bag. My is the word of possession here. My, that means something belonging to me, right? Bag. So the bag belongs to whom? To me. It's my bag. So this word here, my, is the possessive adjective and the bag here is the noun. Fine? Okay. One more example can be taken up. For example, say that is his blue car. Here also his is the possessive adjective and blue is another adjective that describes the noun car. So his blue car, here the blue car taken together as the noun. What kind of car? Blue car. And his is the possessive adjective. Okay, I hope this is clear to you children. I do not want to continue more. Please go through the chapter, these parts at least that you have with examples given in your books, given in your book in page 29, 30 and 31. And there is a homework children. The homework for you will be the exercise given to you in page number 30. Let's practice page number 30. That will be your homework. Okay, you can do one more homework, that is the exercise on page 31. There is one more exercise on page 31. Please do both these exercises as homework. Let's practice page number 30 and let's practice page number 31. Okay, I end my class here today. We shall meet again in the next class. Just revise this portion so that you are clear with this. Thank you so much children. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.